Welcome to the Art Gallery at Evergreen Online. Hi, my name is Catherine Dennis, and I'm the gallery's curator and visual arts manager at the Evergreen Cultural Center. Today, Emily will show you how to create a personalized weaving in this Family Days from Home workshop presented by Westminster Savings. This video is part one of a two-part weaving workshop that will show you how to work with yarn or upcycled fabrics from around the house. This is a great project for families to do together, as younger children will need some help along the way.
Hello everybody! We're going to be making a weaving today using materials you may already have at home. Gather what you have and be creative if you don't have the same materials. You will need some cardboard, a ruler, pencil, tape, a yarn needle, and scissors. It's okay if you don't have a yarn needle. I used a regular needle that has a larger hole and is blunt. Lastly, you'll need lots of yarn. Look for all kinds of textures. You will need your cardboard, pencil, and ruler. You're going to begin by measuring 1 centimeter lines on the top edge of your cardboard. You can measure thicker lines if you have a larger cardboard sheet. Just make sure you have an even number. Repeat the lines at the bottom, making sure the lines are parallel to the top, or else you'll be weaving on a slant. Get your scissors and carefully cut the lines you made, trying your best to make it even. Find some string or yarn that is thin and not stretchy. We're going to be using it to warp our cardboard loom. We're going to begin by flipping your cardboard to the back and put the string through the first notch, leaving a tail for the string on the back. You're going to get some tape and then tape it down. After that, you want to make sure you test the string to make sure it's tight. If not, you can just give a bit of a tug. After that, you're going to wrap your string around the cardboard all the way to the end. Make sure to constantly check the tightness of the strings. After you're finished, you can flip to the back and tape the end of your string to the back of the cardboard. Alright, now you're finished warping your cardboard loom. Let's start weaving. So get your cardboard loom, some yarn, and scissors. You're going to cut out some yarn, not too long. You can extend your arms and then see how long that is and then cut from there. Watch very carefully. We're going to be weaving under, over, under, over. So you want to repeat that all the way to the end. Let's keep going. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Once you reach the end, you're going to pull, but not all the way through. You want to make sure to leave a bit of a tail at the end and then squish it all down. It's really important to leave a longer tail than a shorter tail. So you can measure like 10 centimeters, but you can just guesstimate that as well. So we're going to continue weaving now. And as you can see, the last string we have gone over. So the next one we're going to do under. So we're going to continue going under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, and so on. We're going to go all the way to the end, and you're going to pull and then squish. But make sure you don't pull too hard or your weaving will look scrunched in the middle. Okay, I think you get the idea now. You're just going to continue going over and under until you have no more yarn left. Make sure you leave a tail at the end. So now I'm going to show you how to make Raya knots. They make your weaving look extra fancy and super fun. So you'll just need a thicker yarn, a spare piece of cardboard, and some scissors. You're going to take that yarn and just wrap it around the cardboard over and over and over again. You're going to carefully take it off, snip it off, and then you'll have a loop. Now you want to cut the loops, and you'll have yarn pieces that are the same length. Now you are going to take 2 yarn strips and place it horizontally on your weaving. Center it to the left 2 warp strings. Take the tails and tuck it underneath the second warp string. Pull it a bit to let it hang. Next, take the other tails and tuck it underneath the first warp string. Now take all tails and pull up and then slide down. And that's your first Raya knot. We're going to repeat it again. So take another 2, lay it horizontally on the third and fourth warp string. Take the first 2 tails, tuck it underneath the fourth warp string, let it hang. Take the other 2 tails, tuck it in the third warp string. Going to match up all the tails, pull up, and pull down. Now you're going to continue weaving until you reach the top. Try different colors and see how they go together. Try mixing up different textures as well. Play around with different patterns. The options are limitless. And here is my finished weaving. I'm going to show you how to tuck in all the threads now. Firstly, we'll need to learn how to thread our needle. I'm using some paper, my blunt needle, and some yarn. So first you want to fold that sheet of paper, and I'm just going to take the end of the yarn, sandwich it inside that paper, and then I'll take the needle and I'm just going to slide it through the needle. The thicker the yarn, the harder it'll be to get it through, but as you wiggle it, it'll eventually come through. Then you take off the paper and then you're good. Alright, let's go back to our weaving. As you can see, I have my paper ready, taking the end of the yarn, sandwiching it in, and just trying to put it through the needle. After I have it through, I'm just going to tuck it in through the side of the weaving and just pull that yarn piece through. And then I can just push it in, wiggle it a bit, and then trim the end. And I continue doing that for all the yarn pieces on the side. If you need assistance for this step, feel free to ask an adult. Again, I am just sandwiching that end piece of the yarn, putting it through the needle, and then I'm going back inside the weaving and I'm just tucking it in through the side. I pull out the yarn and I just wiggle it a little bit and trim the end. It will hide that piece of yarn inside there and it won't come out. Alright, we're almost there. Your weaving should look like this, and you need your scissors. So we're going to turn to the back now and we're just going to cut all the string on the back. and it's best to cut in the middle. After that, take off the tape. So before you cut everything, I forgot to mention that you can actually put in a dowel or stick or whatever you want to use for the top of your weaving. I use chopsticks because I didn't have anything else. So whatever works for you, and if you can go outside to get a stick, you can make it personalized as well. You do the same thing as the weaving. You go over and under until the stick is in the middle. If you forgot to put in the stick like I did, then just be extra careful when you're putting it in. Okay, now we're ready to finish off the weaving. What you're going to do is take the first 2 strings, pop them out of the cardboard, and you're just going to do 2 to 3 knots. I did 2 regular knots, and I went right to the dowel, and then I ended it with a balloon tie. I found that it made the strings a little bit prettier and sit a bit nicer, so I preferred to do it that way, but it's really up to you. Don't forget to tie at the bottom as well. When you're finished, you can even take a piece of yarn and tie it at the dowel at each end, so you can hang it. Let's see how it turned out. Alright, so this is the finished weaving, and here is how it looks like in the back. I hope you had fun weaving with me. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for taking part in the Art Gallery at Evergreen's Family Days from Home. We hope you enjoyed this weaving workshop. Stay tuned for the next video on working with upcycled fabrics, and don't throw away those yarn scraps. We'll have another activity for you soon that makes use of any leftovers. In the meantime, we'd love your feedback. Please take a minute to fill out the survey in the link below. Your input will help us continue to provide meaningful art experiences in creative new ways.